Tesla engineered an electric motor so small and lightweight that, in theory, you could almost pick it up with your own hands. Yet this very motor can launch a 2-ton car from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 2 seconds. But the most surprising part wasn't the motor itself. It was the reaction it caused. The world's largest automakers companies backed by more than a century of experience and billions of dollars in resources suddenly became quiet. There were no bold promises. No confident announcements about something even better arriving soon. Their engineers examined the carbon fiber-wrapped rotor at the heart of Tesla's design. Then the conversation seemed to end. It was almost as if Tesla had moved so far beynd expectations that its competitors didn't know what to say next. For more than a decade, the automotive industry has been locked in an intense race to define the future of transportation. Giants like Ford, General Motors, Toyota, and Volkswagen spent generations perfecting internal combustion engines while building manufacturing empires across the world. Compared with them, Tesla once appeared to be a risky newcomer. Many industry experts believed the established manufacturers would eventually overpower it. So they invested heavily. Billions of dollars poured into electric vehicle programs. Thousands of engineers were recruited. Massive battery factories were built across multiple countries. To be fair, the competition made genuine progress. Their vehicles became more appealing. Battery technology improved. For a while, it looked as though Tesla's lead was beginning to shrink. Then Tesla introduced the Model S Plaid. Suddenly, the gap didn't just stop closing. Felt like it had opened even wider. To understand why, you have to look inside the motor. Every electric motor contains a rotating component known as the rotor. The faster it spins, the greater the forces trying to pull it apart from the inside. Centrifugal force becomes a constant challenge. Push the rotor beyond its limit, and it can deform or even fail completely. For decades, that limitation defined what engineers could accomplish. Tesla didn't just push that boundary, found a way around it. The company enclosed a copper rotor inside a carbon fiber sleeve. According to Tesla's CEO, achieving this required an entirely new manufacturing process. Tesla even developed specialized machinery in Germany because carbon fiber and copper expand at different rates as temperatures change. The carbon fiber sleeve has to keep the copper under continuous compression, or the entire structure can loosen as it cools. When explained in just a few sentences, it sounds simple. In reality, it's incredibly difficult. The reward, however, was extraordinary. The rotor could safely spin at more than 20,000 revolutions per minute while remaining stable, balanced, and secure. That stability improved the motor's magnetic efficiency, allowing more electrical energy to be converted into motion instead of being lost as heat. The outcome was remarkable. A single-speed motor capable of taking a car from a standstill all the way to 200 miles per hour. A family sedan producing more than 1,000 horsepower, reaching 60 miles per hour in under 2 seconds, while still delivering hundreds of miles of driving range on a single charge. Now imagine how this appeared to people whose job was to find flaws. One of the most respected voices in automotive manufacturing is Sandy Munro, an analyst known for taking vehicles apart down to the smallest components while openly criticizing poor engineering decisions. When teardown experts like Munro examined Tesla's drive unit, something unusual happened. The criticism everyone expected never arrived. Instead, what followed was admiration mixed with concern. The people who normally uncover weaknesses struggled to find one. What worried competitors even more was that this achievement wasn't only about the hardware itself. It was about how difficult it would be to reproduce. A company can disassemble a carbon fiber-wrapped rotor, measure every part, and understand its dimensions. But duplicating the design is an entirely different challenge. The real breakthrough lies in thousands of manufacturing choices, engineering refinements, and production techniques that make such a complex component possible to build efficiently and affordably at scale. Those details don't appear during a teardown. At some point, competing automakers likely calculated the time, cost, and effort required to catch up, and many simply stopped talking about it. After all, you can't hold a press conference and rewrite the laws of physics. What makes this story even more interesting is the timing. Right before this motor became a major topic of discussion, Tesla wasn't exactly enjoying a smooth run of success. The Cybertruck was expected to represent the future when its stainless steel design first appeared on stage. Millions of people were watching. Supporters believed it would dominate the pickup truck market. That never happened. Sales fell far below the massive expectations. The vehicle attracted attention everywhere it appeared, but attention doesn't always turn into customer demand. Some reports also raised questions about who was actually buying the trucks. Analysts studying registration data suggested that, during certain periods, a significant share of Cybertruck deliveries may have gone to businesses connected to the CEO's network rather than entirely independent customers. If those deliveries were removed from the numbers, the overall sales figures appeared even less impressive. And the Cybertruck wasn't Tesla's only challenge. When Tesla first became successful, it faced very little competition in the electric vehicle market. Today, nearly every major automaker offers electric vehicles. Standing out has become much more difficult. Product recalls and quality concerns affected consumer confidence. Sales growth slowed. Public skepticism increased. Media outlets began publishing stories questioning Tesla's future. Most companies facing those circumstances would respond by reducing spending, scaling back ambitious projects, and waiting for better conditions. Tesla chose a different approach. Instead of playing it safe during a difficult period, the company doubled down on its biggest and boldest bets. Tesla pushed even further into self-driving technology, robotics, and the core engineering hidden beneath its vehicles. That raises an important question. Why would a company facing so much pressure decide to take even greater risks? The answer sits at the center of this story. And the motor was the first clear indication that the gamble was paying off. It proved that Tesla could overcome engineering limits many experts believed could never be broken. It became a battle between advanced materials and the raw laws of physics. Somehow, Tesla managed to deliver incredible speed and impressive driving range in the same vehicle. Something the automotive industry had treated as an unavoidable compromise for years. For decades, automakers accepted a difficult reality. An electric vehicle could either be fast and powerful or efficient with long driving range. Achieving both at the same time seemed impossible. If engineers focused on maximum performance, the vehicle became heavier, hotter, and consumed more energy. If they optimized for efficiency and range, performance usually suffered. That trade-off was considered unavoidable. Tesla's carbon fiber-wrapped rotor changed that equation. By allowing the rotor to remain stable at extremely high speeds, Tesla created a motor capable of delivering massive instant torque, breathtaking acceleration, and outstanding highway efficiency all inside a compact, lightweight package that required less cooling than many competing designs. Many experts had long argued that such a combination simply wasn't possible in a practical everyday vehicle. Then the evidence began appearing in the real world. On drag strips across the country, a four-door family sedan started outrunning exotic supercars worth millions of dollars. A specification sheet can make impressive claims. Watching a practical daily driver leave a hypercar behind is something entirely different. Reviewers often struggled to find the right words to describe what they were witnessing. Engineers at competing companies saw the results and frequently had little to say. For decades, the industry insisted that speed and range required compromise. Tesla showed that both could exist together, and there was no simple response to that reality. But the motor itself is only the visible part of the story. The deeper reason competitors became concerned has very little to do with acceleration numbers or top speed. Many companies can build an impressive prototype. Producing millions of those products reliably, affordably, and consistently is a completely different challenge. That is where most automotive startups fail. Tesla spent years solving manufacturing problems that rarely attracted headlines. While others focused on the finished vehicle, Tesla focused on learning how to build those vehicles efficiently at scale. Today, that experience is becoming one of its greatest advantages. Tesla has repeatedly emphasized that its next-generation drive units are being developed with a goal many engineers rarely place at the top of the list: manufacturability. In simple terms, Tesla wants its technology to be easy and inexpensive to produce in enormous volumes. At one point, the company discussed ambitions that sounded almost unbelievable, building complete drive systems for roughly $1,000. While some competitors spend several times more to reach similar performance levels, that isn't the kind of gap that can be closed through a few small improvements. And the motor is only one piece of a much larger system. Every Tesla on the road continuously contributes driving data. Together, those vehicles generate more real-world driving experience than nearly any competitor can match. That information helps improve Tesla's self-driving technology. Better software increases the value of the vehicles. More vehicle sales generate more driving data. That additional data improves the software even further. The cycle continues reinforcing itself. A Tesla driving through Norway's icy winters learns different lessons than one operating under Arizona's intense heat. A vehicle navigating crowded city streets gathers experiences that cannot be perfectly recreated inside a laboratory. No company can simply buy that kind of knowledge. It must be earned through millions of miles driven over many years. To fully understand Tesla's manufacturing advantage, it's important to look beyond the motor itself. The company produces many of its own 4,680 battery cells, designs custom silicon chips, and develops vehicle software internally instead of relying heavily on outside suppliers. That level of vertical integration gives Tesla greater control over its technology and allows different parts of the company to improve together. Tesla also spent years building a charging network that became one of the most dependable and widely available infrastructures in the electric vehicle industry. Eventually, even major competitors like Ford and General Motors chose to adopt Tesla's North American charging standard, giving their customers easier access to reliable charging during long-distance travel. Think about what that really means. Some of the world's largest and oldest automakers looked at the fragmented public charging network, compared it with Tesla's rapidly expanding infrastructure, and decided to connect directly to the system built by one of their biggest competitors. In many ways, traditional automakers now depend on Tesla's ecosystem to provide a better ownership experience for their own customers. That effectively transforms a major competitor into a critical infrastructure provider for the wider electric vehicle industry. This is why copying a single piece of hardware isn't enough. When a competitor's vehicle plugs into a Tesla supercharger, it highlights a much bigger reality. The competition is no longer just about building a better car. It's increasingly about building and controlling the entire ecosystem surrounding that vehicle. While traditional automakers continue improving motors, batteries, and manufacturing methods, Tesla operates within a system where every success strengthens the next one. Vehicle sales help finance research. Research improves the products. Better products attract more customers. More customers generate more driving data. And that data helps improve future technologies. It creates a self-reinforcing cycle that becomes increasingly difficult for competitors to match. Every additional mile driven, every charging session completed, and every software improvement contributes to an advantage that continues growing over time. That's the real story behind the motor. The breakthrough isn't only the hardware itself. It's the powerful ecosystem and continuous feedback loop that the hardware helps support. If you're enjoying seeing how all these pieces fit together, take a moment to subscribe, because the real story isn't about one single technology or breakthrough. It's about how Tesla keeps stacking one advantage on top of another, creating a system that's far greater than the sum of its individual parts. But before we get carried away, it's important to separate the hype from reality. There's no doubt that the carbon fiber wrapped rotor is an impressive engineering achievement. However, it's worth understanding that this isn't some secret technology available only to Tesla. Motor experts have known about carbon fiber sleeves for many years. In fact, specialized manufacturers were producing similar components for high-performance industrial applications long before they appeared in passenger vehicles. Tesla's real achievement wasn't inventing the concept itself. The true breakthrough was discovering how to manufacture this technology at massive scale and integrate it into a production vehicle that everyday people can actually buy. Wrapping a carbon fiber sleeve under extreme tension and doing it consistently across high production volumes is an enormous manufacturing challenge. That's a remarkable accomplishment, but it isn't magic, and it doesn't change the laws of physics. It's also important to remember that Tesla's competitors aren't standing still. Chinese automaker BYD continues challenging Tesla aggressively on both pricing and production scale, gaining ground in major markets around the world with more affordable electric vehicles. Traditional automakers are making progress as well. Companies like Ford have shown they can build highly capable electric vehicles that customers genuinely want. While profitability remains a challenge for many of these programs, the engineering talent and manufacturing expertise are certainly there. The rest of the industry may be behind, but it hasn't disappeared. Anyone claiming the electric vehicle race is already over is probably paying more attention to headlines than reality. So, what's the real lesson behind this engineering milestone? The carbon fiber-wrapped rotor itself isn't the greatest threat to the automotive industry. A competitor can study the motor, reverse engineer its components, and eventually develop similar technology. Hardware can be copied. What is far more difficult to duplicate is the organization that created it. Tesla spent more than a decade learning how to manufacture complex technologies efficiently and at scale. Along the way, the company built expertise that reaches far beyond a single motor design. Its motors, batteries, custom-designed chips, software systems, data collection networks, and charging infrastructure all work together as parts of one integrated ecosystem. Every component strengthens the others. Better vehicles attract more customers. More customers generate more driving data. More driving data improves the software. Better software makes the vehicles even more attractive, and the cycle continues. That kind of self-reinforcing system is far more difficult to replicate than any individual piece of hardware. A company can copy a component. It cannot easily recreate an industrial flywheel that has been building momentum for years. That ecosystem advantage is what continues to challenge many legacy automakers, not simply a layer of carbon fiber wrapped around a metal rotor. And that's what makes this story so fascinating. So, what do you think? Has Tesla built a lead that's becoming nearly impossible for competitors to overcome? Or is the gap much smaller than many people believe, with rivals eventually catching up as the electric vehicle market continues to mature? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos exploring the technology, strategy, and engineering shaping the future of transportation. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.